Good morning, and today we are doing an FPL review of Game Week 32 and an FPL preview for double Game Week 33. That's right, it is a big double game week coming up, 7 teams double. We'll talk through all of that. We'll talk through my chip strategy because, look, there's only about 6 or 7 game weeks to go, and I've still got 2 chips to use. So it's a big run-in stage of the season where every decision counts. Last week we went safe with our transfer. We brought in Schmeichel for Fraser Forster. That went really well. An 8-point swing there. But will we go a bit, riskier this week? I don't know. Let's see how I'm feeling. But let me just talk you through Game Week 32 and reviewing that, which was an amazing 85 points this week. Really, really strong. And Game Week rank of 205,927. I was absolutely loving that. So yeah, really, really happy with that. One of my best weeks, really, and that was actually in a single game week. So that just shows sometimes when you make good transfers and you bring in good single players, they can get you just as many points as weeks that they're double game weeks, like Game Week 31, where I had a shocker and only got, a very measly 44 points, I do believe. Yep, that was that. So ultimately, very good game week number 32. As I say, Schmeichel came in. I just didn't necessarily think Leicester would keep a clean sheet because their defence, they rotate all the time and they're quite leaky. But Schmeichel, what he does do, he gets save points and bonus points and saves a penalty. Absolute legend. 2 bonus points. Thank you very much. Whereas Fraser Forster concedes 6 to Chelsea. I mean, it really couldn't have been much of a better transfer. And I just wanted to correct that mistake from Game Week 31 when I brought in Fraser Forster for that Leeds game. To replace, who was it that I took out? I can't even remember now. Let me have a little look for you people. It was, of course, Dubravka. So that was a bit of a good transfer because Dubravka also conceded 5 that week, but Forster only got the 1 point or whatever it was in Game Week 31, so, or 2 points, but yeah, it was disappointing to say the least, especially when we did a -4. But look, we moved to this week. It's going to be a really interesting week. I think there's a bit of a divide in the FPL community. Do you free hit in 33? Do you not? If you have 2 free hits, is this the week you have to do it? Or is it a better week to just not use a chip at all? It's a really interesting debate. So, but just, quickly finishing off on Game Week 32. Game Week 32 then. More green arrows. It is our 16th green arrow in the last 18 game weeks. If you just have a little look at our game week history here. So we went into game week 31 with a rank of 127k and we were feeling pretty good about ourselves. That game week 31 was a real stinker. We dropped by about 12, 13k-ish. And then last week we really did bounce back up and actually to a better rank than Game Week 30, which is really nice. 105,871. My end of season goal that I set at the start of the season was top 100k. That's what I'm aiming for. I mean, a really ambitious aim would be top 75k, but let's see if I can even get near that. I've still got 2 chips left to try and utilise in the best way possible. But yeah, really good Game Week 32. Really cannot complain. 85 points and up by an overall increase of 40,608 up to 105,871. We were previously at, as you see there, 146,479. And we've now surpassed my total points from the entire 2019 to 20 FPL season, which I finished on 2,006 points. I'm now on 2,072. So really, really nice. And we've got 0.2 going into this game week in the bank. 1 free transfer. I mean, look at the game week 32 team. In terms of the good from this week, we had Fraser Forster out. That was partly a good, but Schmeichel really did the business as my transfer in this week. Then Ben White, Arsenal, very frustrating, 1 point. I mean, it's just, you wouldn't expect them to lose to Brighton, but they've not been in great form recently. However, I think they will bounce back against Southampton. Southampton have been in seeming worse form. And Chelsea game, that could be a really tight one. Both teams going for top 4. It could be really exciting goals at both ends. So Ben White's not been great to own the last couple of weeks, but look, he's done really well for me overall when you look at the bigger picture. I brought him in the game week 29 wildcard, and he's got loads of bonus points, and he's so cheap for his price. I'll probably just hold because he's got that double in game week 36. So Arsenal just in general, pretty awful. I've got double Arsenal at the minute, which I'm pretty I'm pretty happy with. But with that game week 36 double, it's tempting. They could easily regain their form, and Saka is still very good. Might be a captaincy shout this week. I'm not quite sure. I'm on the captaincy. I need to make that decision. But yeah, look, Arsenal, very frustrating. James, look, it's a very unfortunate one. They've prioritised the Champions League. He gets benched for that game against whoever it was. I can't even remember now. Southampton, of course. And then obviously they play the Champions League. James plays, looks a brilliant get player, and then Chelsea get knocked out. So hopefully that means James gets less rotation. I mean, Tuchel Tombola, don't even try. It's better than Pep Roulette, but it's still not ideal. And also, it seems to be there's a little bit of a Rodgers roulette as well at the Leicester defence. So that's a problem I've got for owning Amati right now. With this double in 33 and in 36, I'm not even sure he plays both games. He might even play 10 minutes in like the second game, and I just can't be having that for a double game weeker. So especially when I want to bench boost soon, that is really a problem I need to put out. But we'll see about that. I could always make moves later on. Trent assist against Man City. What a game. Lovely Trent. Even when he doesn't get the clean sheet, he gets attacking returns. I didn't own Joao Cancelo, but at the end of the day, City don't double in the next few weeks, whereas Trent does. And, between Trent and Cancelo, between now and the end of the season, I think it's going to be quite close between them. And I've got Reece James, who doubles in 36, could double in 34 as well, if Chelsea beat Palace in the FA Cup. So I think I'm quite stacked, really, for premium defenders. Then Son, 21 points. That's really nice. Hat-trick. Obviously didn't captain him, but just to own him as well. Really, really good. Saka, as I say, a frustrating one. Rafinha, 10 points. I mean, finally he gets a haul. I knew it would come against Watford. You just knew it was going to happen. We are just so, so awful. And then Saka gets the assist. Lovely. We'll take that. Weghorst, the most frustrating player to own in the history of FPL. Should have benched him, to be honest. Really should have benched him, but he comes off against Norwich after 55 minutes. Has like one shot in the box, I think, all game. Really, really stinking. And now Sean Dyche sacked by Burnley, so I just don't even know what to make of Burnley right now. Kane captaincy, look, lovely, a hat-trick of assists. You got to love it. And Tony, big haul for Tony. Goal and an assist and 3 bonuses. Thank you very much. The bench, Raya, 7 points. I chose the right goalkeeper. Ramsey blanked, that's fine. Matip also blanked, and Amati as well. So really, really nice game week. Moving up to 105k. Really, really cannot complain about that. I mean, I'm just happy with that captaincy, to be honest. I'm happy to have the Spurs double up. And yeah, we just need to keep on pushing. Our previous highest rank overall in FPL is last season, 267k. So hopefully we can beat that this season. I'm hoping to get inside top 100k, if not reach it at least. So yeah, really, really decent. Safety score for this week was 64, so we more than trumped that. And only 3 points now off the top 100k, so that could be really nice. But let's move on to game week 33. As I say, one free transfer this week. Not changing much, to be honest, because I'm pretty happy with my squad. But let's move on to game week 33 then. And we've got some doubles in the ascendancy. So what I'm saying with this is that I'm going to be benching 2 double game week players. I know it's a risk, but it's a risk that I think is worth taking because they're just not very good players. So obviously Ramsey's got a blank this week, so that's fine. But I'm willing to keep him because he doubles in 36 and he could double as well in 35 if Palace beat Chelsea in the FA Cup. Now, I really want Chelsea to beat Palace because I've got Reece James and I love that double in 34. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But let's say worst case scenario, I've got Ramsey to bring in 35 for the double. He's got Norwich in that fixture as well. So that could be really nice. So it's not worth selling your Villa assets. Just bench them, in my opinion. Maybe Coutinho is quite expensive. That's a different question. But Ramsey's a nice little cheaper option. Amati, look, he's just not nailed. That Leicester defence, as I say, is a bit of a rotation problem. With them getting through in the Europa Conference League, Maddison looks a great option. But is he going to play both games this week? That's what I'm worried about. And I'm just thinking the free hit, like the only player you probably want long term after this week is Maddison for people that are bringing in the doublers. And I don't want Man United. I don't want Newcastle particularly. I mean, Fabian Schär, yeah, all right. Chris Wood's got on pens, but there's not much to it, right? That argument, because Newcastle have bad fixtures then. after game week 34 after they play Norwich. So I'm just not really feeling it. I want a bench boost in 36. I think the free hit would be better used in 37. And, I honestly think you can't take out the Spurs lads. They're so strong. And Amati, I just don't think is going to play enough minutes for us to hold on to him actually getting points this week. Now, admittedly, it's a weird thing benching two doublers, but they're just not very good, right? So Marty might play one game in the double. I don't think he plays both. Then Weghorst, okay, he could play both, but Burnley are just so trash, right? New manager bounce, whatever you call it, right? They sacked Dyche. Strange decision for sure. I think that actually makes them worse because I thought Dyche, if there was any guy that was going to keep them up, it might have been him. But ultimately, that nail in the coffin was the Norwich defeat. But Weghorst is so bad. Like, he's got no underlying stats. He's so uninvolved in games. And I get he'll probably now get a goal against Southampton or something. But I've had too much patience with Weghorst. And his punishment this week is he's sat on the bench, right? He's not going to play in my team because he's trash. And if I'm building towards this bench boost 36, I want some doublers. And Weghorst even doesn't double in 36. So he's definitely going to go before 36. And I just don't like Burnley, full stop. So, yeah, he's just not one that I'm really thinking about playing this week now. Raya has got Watford, but you've got to back Schmeichel with a double. So let's talk about my starting 11. Schmeichel, Newcastle, Everton, two good fixtures. I said about that Leicester defence is pretty rotation worried, and Schmeichel is the only nailed Leicester defensive asset. So he's got to be there. The best goalie for this week, I think, even on a free hit. Ben White has got Southampton and Chelsea. Now, I am tempted to bench him, to be honest, because it's not the easiest of two games for a defender, but I think Arsenal will improve in form, and I think that it's probably worth it just about. Hopefully he gets a nice clean sheet in one of the games, but if not, maybe some sort of bonus points. And Trent against Man United, look, is Trent. You just got to keep him. Matip. Now, Matip is one that's interesting because I'm not sure how much I want to own him, really. Now, he's decent, and Liverpool defence's double up is good. I'd like Robertson in an ideal world where money wasn't an option, but I can't really get to that, right? So Matip, although he doubles in 36, will I really want him for Man United, then Everton? Like, it's just, they're not really that appetising, and Matip's not really scored that many attacking returns. I get he's got a lot of points the last few weeks from bonuses, but I've kind of got the points from him, and I'm like, I'll take that. I'll snap your hand off and move on. So Matip might have to go this week because it's Man United. I know that's probably a locked in for clean sheet for Liverpool. It probably will be 2 sets of 6 points there for Trent and Matip, but I've got to think about Gameweek 36. That's much more in my mind. James, so much attacking upside. If he does well, he did so good in the reverse fixture of the Arsenal, goal and an assist. So let's just hope that kind of thing happens again. Rafinha has got a blank this week. I'm not sure what to do about him because Leeds are starting to play a bit better football, but really can I justify keeping him? Son, captaincy. I think a lot of people are going to captain doublers if they're on a free hit, but if you're not on a free hit, just go with the singlers. They're probably in better form than most of the doublers. That's the season lesson from this kind of FPL. I think don't think that the singles are worse than the doubles because we've seen it this season. Weghorst, Dennis, King, it's all gone absolute tits up. So just don't be worried about that with captaincy. I think Maddison is just too risky for captaincy where he might not play, both games, 90 minutes. Whereas Son just scored a hat-trick. Brighton, okay, they're no pushovers, Brighton, but still Son is in an unbelievable form. He's going for the golden boot. He's only a couple behind Salah at the minute. So Son Heung-min is a decent captaincy shout. Or I could bring in a doubler and captain them, but I don't know. Saka against Arsenal, for Arsenal against Southampton, Chelsea. I think Southampton are defensively all over the place, so hopefully he scores there. And Chelsea, not easy, but he's a big game player, so let's see. Salah against Man United, I'm not willing to take him off. Like, did you see what he did in the reverse fixture? It's Mo Salah. Yes, he's not in great form, but the free hitters that are taking Salah out are really playing a risky game, I think. Tony against Watford, you just know he's going to score today because we are just trash. We're just going to lose again. Every single week, it's just like I'm pleading Watford, just win. Just win at some point. But I inevitably know, and Buemo's going to get a hat-trick. Eriksen's going to get 2. Tony's going to get a hat-trick. Like, we're just so bad defensively, and we're making so many mistakes. So that's one for Ivan Toney to probably profit. He's in great form, and yeah, he did really well for me last week. Kane against Brighton, again, good fixture, I think, but Harry Kane, eventually I think the goals will come. It's just he's getting a lot of assists at the minute. So that's my team. But let me talk to you about my transfers. The transfers I'm thinking here, because I'm bench boosting in 36, I've got to go big or go home, right? So I'm going to take some risks, admittedly. I'm going to take the -4 this week. So what I'm going to do is Matip goes, as I mentioned. I just don't see the benefit of keeping him for that double in 36 when I'm going to want really good attacking players, and Matip just isn't one of them. So who have we got with nice doubles coming up and good chance of clean sheets, especially when you think about the double game week fixtures in 36 compared to Liverpool's? Well, my friends, Antonio Rudiger. Now, he scored against Brentford. He scored against Real Madrid. He's looking pretty attacking, I'm not going to lie. Rudiger, double up. Now, the reason this could be really good is because if Chelsea beat Palace in the FA Cup, then I've got a doubling defence in 34 and 36. So that could be really nice. Obviously, Palace could beat Chelsea, and that, is unfortunate, but I think it's probably worth it to just gamble. And Rudiger's pretty solid as a rotation option. I don't think he's going to get rotated that often now. Chelsea out of the Champions League, so it just makes sense. Now, I know it's not ideal fixture Arsenal this week, but I think, to be honest, I just don't really mind about it. I could easily bench Rudiger this week, but I don't really like to bench players that I transfer in, so I'll probably play him and just hope Arsenal don't do much. And then Saka, if he does get any goals, then he'll get in the first game against Southampton. So yeah, I quite like that transfer, to be honest. It makes sense. But then the other transfer, obviously I can't afford this right now. I'm thinking I'm going to go at Martinelli. I honestly could bench Rudiger because I'm tempted to play Weghorst. It's a difficult one. It's a really difficult one. But I probably will just bench Weghorst. He's so trash, all right? I don't care. He's got 2 games. I really couldn't care less. But yeah, the other transfer I'm going to be doing is Rafinha out because he blanks and because I said Ramsey's worth keeping. So I've got 5.3. Who can I afford for that? Well, 5.3, Martinelli. Now, maybe he's not nailed. Let's find out. But ultimately, he looks really juicy for this game week. Doubles in 36 as well. You can't complain. Let's just go for it. I think, although these are risky transfers, I think in the long-term strategy, they make sense. So we're going to confirm it. The -4 is in. Now it's about whether I bench Weghorst or White, because I think Arsenal probably... I say that. Rudiger's got 1 game. You probably see more attacking upside with James. So I'm very tempted to bench Rudiger, but I've just brought him in, so it just seems a bit weird. Weghorst is trash. Let's just not forget that, right? So I think that's my team for Game 36. I'm 33, sorry. But I'm pretty happy with that. Now it's about whether I captain Martinelli and go really guns blazing, or I just be more sensible and captain Son. I'll probably captain Son. Like, to be fair, one of the fixtures is against Chelsea, and Chelsea are pretty solid. That could be a double clean sheet there. So, I don't know. It's interesting as well. I've just realised I've got 2 Arsenal players, and yet Martinelli's not in the Arsenal away kit. That's really weird. Okay, whatever. Maybe players you transfer in, they can't be seen as the on the away kit Chrome extension. But anyway, that's my team for Game Week 36. I keep saying 36. 33. -4 confirmed. It's Martinelli in for Rafinha and also Rudiger in for Matip. Now it's just a bit of a benching headache, to be honest. I don't know. It's really tempting to bench Rudiger, but I just brought him in. Like, you're not going to bench James when he's got so much attacking upside, even if it's a tough fixture. I think I'm just going to move with that. Weghorst, you're trash, mate. I don't see any signs you're going to improve, even if Dyche leaves, all right? So thanks for watching my FPL preview for Game Week 33. I'm not free hitting. I hope it really pays off. I think there's more upside, and I know that I might get a red arrow this week, but I think I'll be able to bring it back in 37, where there's better teams doubling, and you could see City double in 37. Who knows? Or if Palace beat Chelsea in the FA Cup, instead of doubling in 34, they could double in 37. We still don't know, but I'm happy with that team, I think. Let's lock it in. Beautiful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.